What is up, everyone? I am coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and we are absolutely crushing PrizePicks right now, guys. And you cannot say I did not tell you so, okay? I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to be boastful or anything, guys. You know that when we have losing days, I come on here and I shoot it straight, right? I tell you guys everything that happens. But guys, the beginning of June, I told you guys this is the biggest tournament of the year. I had a 3 to 4 weeks of just straight researching this tournament, researching all of these first round of games that have been happening. And I feel like we've pretty much gotten every single game right, and it's paid off so well. Guys, VIP just cashes an 8.75x. Right here on this channel, we cash another, I believe this is a 5x right here, right on this channel. So if you've tailed all of my entries so far this week, guys, you've gotten a 5.5x. This one, I believe, was a 5.25x, and this one was a 5x with the Sean O'Malley discount. There's also a little better discount in here, but whatever, guys. This channel, the VIP, whatever you want to say, everything is just absolutely cooking right now, okay? And it's because the World Cup has started, guys. I told you guys at the beginning of June, I'm talking about June 6th, June 7th. Guys, the World Cup was about to start in a week. The Canadian football was about to start in a week. And, it's like the biggest tournament of the year is in soccer. Soccer has been our best sport through the beginning of this year and through the middle of this year even, in the World Cup. Soccer correlation is so extremely strong. On top of that, guys, yesterday's entry, we took Kevin De Bruyne and we took him under. We took Jeremy Doku, we took him under. You can go back to Sunday's video, right? At the end of the video, I talk about this play right here, and I talk about Kevin De Bruyne and Jeremy Doku coming out of the game at the second water break. This is exactly what I said. You can go back and watch the videos 2 videos ago, right? I said, guys, Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku are around the second water break, which is around the about 75th, 80th minute. They normally come out of the game. They pull them out of this game, right? And this was a difficult entry to take because Belgium was highly favored in this game, right? So, you could easily have been like, dude, Belgium is easily going to win this game versus Egypt. Belgium's the much better team. Kevin De Bruyne is a extremely, extremely good player. He's a Hall of Fame player, and he's going to get, 60 passes in this game. What are you talking about? But guys, if you look at the game, Jeremy Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, 86 minute, they both get pulled out of this game. So they have a water break, which I believe is right here, about the 78th minute or 76th minute. They have a water break for about 3-4 minutes. And then right after the water break, Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, right out of the game, and they get pulled. And both these guys go under together. And that was a big reason why I took this entry. Now, if they didn't get pulled, Kevin De Bruyne easily could have went over maybe, right? It would have been close, but it doesn't matter. That's exactly why we took this entry, because I knew that they would come out of the game at some point around the 80th minute. And that's exactly what happened, okay? So it's like, man, we've just been so on point. We've been so extremely on point. I at the beginning of the World Cup, guys, I give you guys the opportunity to get into my VIP and get all of my World Cup plays. So literally, from the World Cup starting until the end of the World Cup, which is the 19th of July, and it was $50. And if you did not profit in that time, I would have gave you guys a refund. I would have gave you guys your $50 back, all right? Now, with that being said, we're 5 days in the World Cup, and we've already profited so much in the World Cup, so that's not even going to be a thing to me pay you back. But the reason why I did that promo, guys, is because I knew that we were going to profit in the World Cup, right? Did you really think we weren't going to profit in the World Cup? I don't even know what to say, right? We have such an extremely good track record, correlated track record here, and soccer is one of the most correlated sports you could ever possibly think about, right? So right here in this Iran versus New Zealand game, both these guys go way over. In Valorant, guys, I know I don't want to rant or anything, but guys, look how correlated Valorant is. And I've talked about soccer a ton, guys. There's times I talk about football a ton on this channel. I don't even give Valorant enough credit with how correlated it is, but you'll see here that Valorant extremely correlated. Now we missed some of these entries over here, but just Valorant extremely correlated, guys, and I can explain why, right? It was 2 short games. The shorter the game, the less kills that happen, okay? So the game 1 was 7-13, which is kind of a middle of the road game, but then the second game, Leviathan absolutely crushes this XL, their team name was XLG. Crushes them 13-3. If you look at these guys on XLG, the top fragger, the guy who gets the most kills in this game was 11. The top guy gets 11, and the guys we bet on was Lizor and Happyway. Happyway 5 kills in that second game because his team only wins 3 games, and the game was such a short game. It was only 16 rounds, which is an extremely short Valorant game. And you'll see these guys don't even get half of their line because that correlated, okay? So hopefully you guys are understanding what we do here. Now, with that being said, we actually cashed again with this this JD Gin line right here. So we have another setup right here on this channel for today's game, France versus Senegal. So I hope you guys all lock this in. JD Gin was another amazing call. He gets 37 fantasy score. It wasn't even close here. I will say I talked about Happy Way, and this was one on underdog, and I doubled down on Happy Way and I took him under. XM looks like he's going to miss, so this is a miss on underdog, which is completely fine. We do have this one, which was a very close miss as well. And then we have this setup, we have this setup, and we have this setup happening in the next couple of either next hour. This one's happening tomorrow, and then this one's happening in the afternoon game at 2 p.m. Okay, so crushing it, guys. I just updated the PrizePicks underdog. We are back up to very, very near all-time highs. Literally, like one more four-man will cash the all-time highs. I told you guys at the start of June, we're going to have to go down a little bit before we go up. And it's very simple why, and I explained this all at the beginning of June. Because we were waiting for the World Cup. So we are getting a ton of setups. We were getting a ton of setups for the World Cup. We were kind of building up our energy, our kinetic energy. I talked about that. We were building up a little bit. And then once the World Cup happens, we're going to absolutely explode. And this is what we've done so far. And we're going to absolutely explode past all-time highs and such, maybe even in the next day. But of course, we'll see what happens. Guys, BETR, I talk about BETR quite a lot, and I give out picks every day for BETR. You can make a consistent $200 to $300 with BETR a month, okay? So PrizePicks underdogs, guys, these are the home runs. Really, PrizePicks, it's the home runs. BETR and Sleeper are the base hits, okay? So every day you want to come onto BETR and Sleeper, and you want to get your base hits. You want to get about 2 to 3 base hits a day on Sleeper and BETR, and these are just discounts on these apps, okay? Discounted line today on BETR is Erling Haaland to go over 3.5 shot attempts, which is a huge discount, okay? So he is discounted down to now 3.5 shot attempts. His line is 4.5. Yesterday I gave you guys a Kelsey Plum discount. She did not hit. She gets like 11. I don't know if she got injured or something, but again, a discount is a discount, right? The other day we took Kelsey Plum discounted, and her line was 25, and she ends up getting 29, and her normal line was 29.5, so she wouldn't have hit unless she got the discount. So again, use these discounts on BETR and on Sleeper. You guys see in June, I made $350 on BETR, and I can tell you guys right now, I spend 2 minutes a day max on this app. 2 minutes. And that's me sending out the entries. That's me taking a screenshot a lot of times and giving you guys, the screenshotted play. 2 minutes a day max. So if you do that over a whole month, that's an hour. Okay, 2 minutes a day, 30 days, that's an hour of my time that I use over the course of a month on BETR. And on June, we made $350. So $350 an hour, and you do it a month, and you're just clicking buttons on your phone, guys, and I can guarantee that you're going to take less time because, again, you don't have to screenshot, you don't have to send out the plays to people, right? Because I'm the owner of the VIP, so to speak, right? So let's go ahead and take Erling Haaland to go over, and then we're going to take Kesmet to go under 7.5 map 2 kills at 7.5. BETR also, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a hint here if you do want to look into this more, but they consistently do not set these Call of Duty lines right at all, okay? So if you compare the Call of Duty lines to Underdog or to PrizePicks, their Call of Duty lines are way off. So if you want to go ahead and be an expert in Call of Duty, go ahead and do that. It's hard to do. I personally would just join my VIP for literally $1, and then you could just take my entries that I send out for Call of Duty and for Counter-Strike and Valorant and stuff like that for these discounts, okay? Told you guys you could join for $1. You can join for $1 my VIP with NOVIG, okay? So a $1 deposit in NOVIG today with code DETECTIVE, all caps, will get you into my VIP. All you have to do is sign up with my code. Make sure that you're in one of these states that's highlighted in blue here, and then I'll get you into the VIP. Make sure to text me NOVIG to my number up here on the screen so I can verify that it was you, and then I'll go ahead and get you guys that free month of the VIP, guys. Do not be afraid to text me, guys. My job is to get you guys into the VIP and get you guys cashing every single day. If you guys want to see the past 2.5 years performance, here it is. I might update this here. I haven't updated this in like a month or two, but again, it's more so the theory that we're super long-term focused here, and you're going to see ups and downs, of course. This is sports betting, guys. I'm not investing in bonds or something, but you're going to see ups and downs, but over the long run, guys, we've gone up 1,000 units over the course of this channel and in my VIP, okay? So that is the kind of premise here. I will say other methods to get into my VIP free for $10 or less. I'm going to rapid fire through these, but Kalshi. Kalshi is a great one there. BETR, which I've talked about quite a lot. And then Sleeper is another great one that I've been talking about. If you want to deposit $25 and get 2 months free of the VIP, you can sign up for Bovada. And again, just text me these words and I'll give you guys the steps. And again, Bovada is going to be $25. Sleeper BETR is going to be, actually BETR I think $5, but Sleeper is going to be about $10. And then NOVIG is the absolute cheapest you can go. $1 deposit into NOVIG today, which is incredible stuff, okay? So let's get into the play of the day. And what do you know, guys? What do you think we're going to do again, right? Just like we took the France guys yesterday, just like we took the the guys that just hit, which I'm actually forgetting. Oh, the Belgium guys the other day. We're going to take 2 players on the same team, on England in this case, and we're going to take them either to go under together or over together, okay? So sometimes I'm taking guys under together, sometimes I'm taking guys over together. As you guys saw in the Belgium hit, Belgium was highly favored, and I ended up taking them under. So it's not as easy as just taking the favored guys to go over and taking the unfavored guys to go under, right? You might think, oh, well, these guys are favored, so they're going to get a ton of possession, so I'm going to take their overs, right? It's not as simple as that, right? You have to do the research that I do. You have to put in the time that I do. And again, I'm in these apps. I'm researching this stuff 8-10 hours a day, right? So we are going to take Mark Gruhl to go under, and we're going to take Elliot Anderson to go under, okay? And it's very simple how this works, all right? You have this is a example of a formation that England runs, right? This is a game that they played in March, I believe. And you have Mark Gruhl right here, and you have Elliot Anderson right here. And what do you think these guys are going to do, right? They're going to be passing to each other, or if they do not have the ball, they're not going to be passing to each other, right? And this is why it's so correlated together. If you're taking 3-mans or 2-mans and you're taking guys in, the NBA, and you're taking guys in the NHL, and you're taking, WNBA picks and whatever, that is not going to work in 2026, guys, all right? You have to take correlated entries, and why this works so well is because these guys are playing in the same game. So they're going to be passing to each other a ton. If you look at soccer, if you've watched any soccer game, you will see that they're going to pass here, and this guy might pass here, and then this guy might pass over here, and then here, and then here, and they're going to make these little triangles and these little hexagons, and just passing the ball over and over again, right? If you think about soccer, it's like 1% of the game is actually scoring goals. Most of it is just teams passing and passing and passing. So how this works is that if you have a lot of possession, right? And I'm gonna write the word pass here for possession. If you have a lot of possession, you're gonna have a lot of pass attempts. Your players are gonna have a lot of pass attempts, and they're gonna go over together, right? It's like a rising tide raises all boats. If this guy, for example, has 120 pass attempts, then this guy over here is probably gonna have 100 or 110, because again, a lot of this guy's passes are probably gonna go here, or if they don't, they're going to go here to here, right? So it's very simple stuff, guys. If this guy only has, let's say, 50 passes, then this guy is likely to only maybe have 55 passes or something like that, okay? And the main reason I'm taking these guys under, I'll let you in on why I'm thinking this way. Again, with the Belgium players, I liked them because they were going to get pulled out of the game, and that's exactly what happened. The reason why I like this play here is because they're playing Croatia, and Croatia is not a bad team, guys. They are a very solid team. They have a lot of players that play in these top leagues in Europe, in Italy, in Spain, England, and stuff like that, right? So they play in top leagues, and they have a very solid team. If you go back to the 2018 World Cup, England versus Croatia, I remember because I believe I was in Europe at the time, but it was England versus Croatia in the semifinals, right, in 2018, and Croatia ends up winning that game versus England, okay? Now, with that being said, Croatia is not as good as they were in 2018, but with that being said, Croatia is a very solid team still, okay? If you think about it, if you're not a big soccer guy and you're like a football guy, if you think about it like in college football terms, okay? England is like a SEC team, like a really solid SEC team, like let's say Alabama or something like that, right? They're a really good team. But Croatia, guys, is also a powerhouse conference type of team, right? They might be playing in like the Big 12 or the SEC or the Big 10 or something like that, right? They might be someone like in Iowa or an Ole Miss or something like that, right? They are still a very solid team, and they can hold their own versus these players. So I think for these guys to go over, they're going to need, I would say, 66% plus possession in this game, and I just do not see that happening against Croatia, right? They might get 58% possession or 60% possession, but I don't see them getting in like the mid 60+% possession against Croatia, because again, Croatia is a very solid team. They have players all around the world that play in top leagues, and they know how to handle the pressure, right? I'm sure you guys, if you guys have watched the World Cup, you guys will understand that there's some teams that are absolute front runners. That's what England is. You have teams kind of like still really solid, maybe like a Norway or a Croatia or something like that are like they could be contenders. They'll probably get decently far in the tournament. And then you have some teams that are just like, love them or hate them, but it's like, man, they're probably gonna not make it past the group stage, right? And they're probably just they're here. That's great. It's a big celebration that they're in the World Cup, but it's like, they're just not as good as some of these teams. And Croatia is one of those teams that can definitely hold their own, okay? So, which is why I'm taking the England guys to go under, because I don't think that they're going to get as many passes as PrizePicks is saying they are right now, okay? So, very long-winded explanation to a very simple concept of correlated passing attempts under, and this is what I do all the time in the VIP, guys. There's about 3 to 4 games again today. Argentina's playing, Messi's playing. I already sent a play out for that. I'm going to send out plays for every single game happening through the course of the World Cup, honestly, like literally every game, you guys are going to get a play in the world in the VIP, and you guys are going to get about 8 plays a day. With that being said, with Valorant and League of Legends and soccer and all these things and Canadian football and stuff, all in a correlated fashion. Okay, so we do have James Wood as the last pick today. I will say it's Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesday. If you don't want to take James Wood, go ahead and just sub in the taco for the day, and that'll be fine, right? But James Wood over 5.5 hitter fantasy score, amazing play. I'll show you guys real quick why I like his line. It's pretty simple to see, guys. Absolutely insane run that he's been on so far recently. If you look at head-to-head versus KC, which again, a lot of these stats like head-to-head and last 10 and stuff, I don't really like to look at unless I'm doing like a very specific thing, like wins and losses in League of Legends, as you guys have seen. But MLB and hitter fantasy score is very streaky, okay? So these guys will sometimes, they'll just see the ball different, all right? They'll just be able to get hits consistently game after game after game, and then you actually see them streak back down to the opposite side of things, okay? So at some point, James Wood's gonna have a bad streak now. So hopefully it doesn't start today, but eventually you're gonna see that he's gonna go under a couple of games, right? And then eventually he's gonna find his rhythm again, he's gonna find his hits again. So these MLB players are very streaky, but I do wanna say that it's good to see that he's gone over this quite a lot against Kansas City. And then again, in the past 10 games, he's just pretty much hit every single time. Literally, this one Arizona game, he does go under, but he still, I believe, gets a hit in this game, or maybe gets walked twice or something. So this was even a very close one here. 5.5, way too low for this guy. If you see how his line has been set the past month, it's been at 6.5 every single game. So there's no reason why his line should be at 5.5, right? Even 7.5 in some of these games, right? 7.5, 7.5, 6.5. He has never been lower than 6.5 in the past month, okay? So it makes no sense why his line would be 5.5 right now, okay? So that's why I'm taking him at over 5.5. Very simple stuff, guys. You have correlated soccer. You have a great MLB play. If you want to sub in the taco, go ahead and do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys know where to find me. My number has been everywhere on the screen. Let's keep cashing. Let's get all-time highs today or tomorrow probably, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.